Top 10 Recession-Proof Stocks 2022. Most experts now believe that a recession in the U.S. is almost certain, but this is only negative if you choose to see it that way. Many companies will see their demand and share price drop. But here's a list of companies that should rebound and do well in spite of a recession. Number 10. Service Corporation International. Most have never heard the name of this company, but most of us will end up using them or a similar service in our lifetime. Service Corporation International is the largest owner and operator of funeral homes in the world. This is one industry that, despite its nature, is an essential service. Taxes and death are the only two things in life that are for certain, and the Internal Revenue Service is not an investable option, which only leaves investors with companies like Service Corporation International as an investment option in this space. Number 9. H&R Block. If you are still wishing you could invest in something tax-related, then H&R Block or other tax companies will probably be your best bet. Tax season comes every year, despite what the economy is doing. Even in a recession, taxes must be paid by all working Americans, and with new tax laws being added yearly, many people don't feel comfortable preparing their own taxes. This makes companies like H&R Block a more predictable investment. About 60% of Americans use a tax preparer when they file each year, and H&R Block is the largest preparer in the United States. H&R Block may take an initial hit, but when the economy starts to rebound, so will tax returns and their overall revenue. Number 8. AutoZone. The auto parts industry not only thrived during the 2007 to 2009 recession, but also during the recent pandemic. People who have cars must maintain them, and even with ride-sharing and public transportation being available, over 90% of Americans own at least one vehicle. And with cars come maintenance, which requires people to buy and replace parts. Over 65% of people DIY their cars, which leaves about 35% who go to mechanics. Regardless of the method, both have to buy the parts from AutoZone or another auto parts dealer. Recent reports from ride-sharing companies have already indicated that they are struggling to retain drivers due to higher gas prices. The higher gas prices and inflation are cutting into the profits that independent drivers are bringing in, which has led to an exodus of drivers on both Lyft and Uber. On the rider side, they are paying higher fares and significantly longer wait times for rides. This is leading many to rethink not owning a car in 2022 and beyond. Number 7. PepsiCo. This may surprise you, but PepsiCo may be the better choice during a recession than Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has a global presence, but a part of their brand is dependent on people dining out. They have a massive footprint in restaurants, theme parks, movie theaters, bowling alleys, etc. While this is amazing during good times, during a recession, people tend to cut back on those things and eat more at home. This is where PepsiCo's advantage is shown. PepsiCo has footprints in some of those same areas, but their biggest advantage is also having products in people's homes. Here are just a few of PepsiCo's brands to give you a better idea. Quaker Oats, Doritos, Lay's, Tostitos, Cheetos, and they also own Yum Brands. Yum Brands is the company that owns KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut. These are all brands that have inexpensive foods that tend to do well during recessions. Number 6. Hormel. Hormel Foods specializes in protein-based products and has positioned itself to weather the economic storm on the horizon. Hormel is also one of the few companies that has not only paid a dividend over the last 50 years, but has consistently raised their dividend. Through growth and acquisitions, Hormel has over 30 brands under its umbrella and has managed to keep debt within reason. They produce some of the most popular refrigerated and grocery products in your local supermarket. And with Hormel recently announcing a 24% growth in revenue year over year, it becomes clear why Hormel is here. Number 5. General Mills. Falling in the same category as Hormel, General Mills is another company that does well during a recession. When people start cutting back on their restaurant spending, General Mills, being the largest maker of packaged foods, tends to pick up in sales. Whenever a recession happens, most people can no longer afford to dine out like they did prior, and they usually allocate that money toward more home dining options. And with General Mills having such a huge range of products, most people will end up buying more of at least one of the General Mills brands. Number 4. Proctor Gamble. Most, if not all, of Procter & Gamble's products see steady or rising demand during a recession. Many may have heard of their name, but may not know what brands fall under their umbrella. Here are just a few of their products: Olay, Head & Shoulders, Pampers, Tide, Crest, Always, Dawn, and Charmin tissues, just to name a few. As you may have noticed, many of these products are common staples in most homes. This is one of the major reasons why Procter & Gamble usually sees an increase in sales during a recession, as many people limit their spending to only necessities. Number 3. Walmart. As of 2021, 7 cents of every dollar is spent at Walmart. 90% of people live within 10 miles of a Walmart store, which cuts down on shipping times. During a recession, the number of people who shop at Walmart increases because of their lower prices. Many Americans choose to shop more locally to help cut back on unnecessary spending. This is one of the major differences between Amazon and Walmart. Walmart has a key advantage during a recession over Amazon because people can usually go to a physical store and get their necessities immediately. What this means for an investor is that even during a recession, Walmart's profits tend to increase year over year due to them selling more necessities and less discretionary items. Number 2. McDonald's. Despite the rise in health-related concerns over the last decade, McDonald's sales have not slowed down in any major way. During a recession, their sales often see a significant increase on average due to lower cost. The average American family cuts back their discretionary spending by as much as 50% during a recession. Like Walmart, one of the few places that remains financially accessible is McDonald's. In the 2008 recession, McDonald's was one of the few fast food chains that recorded better performance than before the recession. While other competitors were closing locations, McDonald's opened over 600 new locations. As an investor, McDonald's is often seen as a safe haven during economic downturns. Number 1. Waste Management. This company is often overlooked when it comes to investment, but waste collection is essential to a healthy and functioning society, regardless of a recession. Waste Management is the largest waste disposal company in the United States, Canada, and Australia. This company is not an Apple, Tesla, or Microsoft, so in other words, it's boring. And a boring portfolio is often a stable portfolio, which is why they have a steady dividend output. There are few companies with this level of resilience, and Waste Management is at the top of our list. Let us know in the comments if there is another company that you think will do well in the upcoming recession.